Hello everybody, thank you so much for stopping by. I am Chit Chat and welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster, where we are building a Mario theme park, specifically working on the Yoshi's Hills coaster. And this episode is going to be a lot of fun, mainly because we are adding all of the cool elements that we did in Photoshop and Adobe Animate and After Effects. We're putting all that into the park at the moment. So we're going to be adding the banner that we created. We're going to be adding the logo, the animations, like all that stuff. All that stuff's going in, and it's so cool to see it in the park. You know, it's fun to make this stuff, you know, in Photoshop and all that, but it's really cool to see them in the game. You know, it's so rewarding to have that vision in your head, thinking like this will be in a 3D space in a video game environment, and to finally see it, it's so stinking cool. I will say though, my computer has been very problematic lately, and if you've been watching any of my other series, especially the Sonic Mania, you've known that I've had to re-record things multiple times. So I think it's just, I don't know exactly what the problem is. I've been trying to kind of figure it out. So if you notice that this episode is a bit laggier than the other ones, it's just, it's a computer issue, and I promise I will try and sort it out as quickly as I can, but I just wanted to make you aware. Also, this episode is just going to be a little bit shorter than the other ones because I had to spend so much time this week working on all the, like the graphics and the animation. So that took up a large chunk of my week. So this episode is just going to be a little bit shorter, but we should be back to a normal, schedule come next week. So again, sorry for all that stuff. We got it out of the way, so now we can focus on all the fun stuff, including making this park even more awesome than it already is. Again, I'm getting a lot of really cool suggestions. I really appreciate it. You all are super amazing. So again, thank you all so very, very much. So one of the things that I'm bringing over from my previous park is a camera, because I don't know, I think it's really cool when rides have a camera. I mean, Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, a lot of roller coasters, the Hulk roller coaster at Universal Studios, so many of them have like cameras. So I thought it would be really fun to add one of those, but not only add the camera, which is triggered, has a light on it that triggers with the roller coaster going by it, which I think is really fun. But I also wanted to make a photo kind of stand as you exit the ride, and with how big the exit kind of like deck is, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to kind of place one of those photo op stations. So I built out the station, and not only that, I ended up taking a screenshot inside of the game and bringing it over into Photoshop, which I thought I recorded, but apparently I didn't, so I really apologize for that. I thought I had a section of recording the video when I jumped into Photoshop, but something must have happened because I have no idea where it went. But you can see me right now trying to position the camera and just pressing the pause and play button multiple times until I got just the right shot to use as kind of like the photo op that's going to go above the photo station. So, and again, that stupid bug every time when you move one of the screens, it has to turn off. Why is that a thing? It's so agitating. I hate it so much. Totally understand if it has to turn off while you're moving it to save on RAM or whatever, but don't make me have to turn the stupid screens on every single time I move one of those. It's so agitating. I was just repositioning it specifically for this shot just so it was more in frame, the question mark block. So I took that screenshot, and then you can see that I paused right here, and in that pause, the Photoshop document was supposed to be occupying that space, but for whatever reason it just didn't record. So I don't know what happened. I think it was recording just the Planet Coaster screen, and even though the Photoshop document was on top of it, it didn't show. So I'm so sorry, but I think it was really cool how it turned out, and I added like our little Yoshi to the bottom left corner, and I added the logo to the bottom right, and we made it just a memento shop because there isn't a photo pass shop or anything like that, which would be really cool. Like, I don't know how they would do it, and I talked about this, I think, in my Sonic coaster that I made a while back, is if they found a way to link, like, a photo, whatever's taking a photo to an actual shop, and it's not like you would actually see the photos being taken, but at least it would, like, make that link. Kind of like the same thing with when people buy the priority passes and they use the priority line, same thing. So right now, I brought in the Yoshi animation into Adobe Media Encoder because you can't just import MP4s or MOVs into Planet Coaster. They have to be, I believe it's called WebM format, which I found a codec for online and then re-exported it out. So of course it was rendered out as a high quality animation MOV, brought it into Adobe Media Encoder and then re-exported it as a WebM, which because I use vector animation and I export them out as a pretty large size, the quality is really nice still. I don't know exactly what happens when you try to use like live action stuff, if it really crunches it down, but that's at 50% quality and I still think it looks really, really good. So I was going back and forth on the idea of one screen being the screen where Yoshi kind of like does his wave and then he walks, and then I would do a second animation where Yoshi just continues to walk and then the rest of the herd follows him from screen to screen. So it's almost like there's two screens connected to each other, just to give the passengers of the coaster more time to actually see the animation as you're going across. But I went back and forth on that because I don't want to keep having to make new animations, because it gets like I said, time consuming. So I ended up just going with one screen at the end, but we kind of staged it a little bit differently, and you'll see that during the beauty shots towards the end of this video. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. The triggers are really, really fun. I want to do a lot more with that, especially when we get over to the Luigi's Mansion build. I want to have several animations, probably not anything where he's like running around and doing stuff, but we're gonna have to stage it really specifically where he's like interacting with something or he's reacting to something, because I don't want to have to do another run or walk cycle. As much as I had a lot of fun doing the Yoshi one, which by the way, I showed how I made these animations and all this stuff over on my main channel, Chit Chad Show. So I highly recommend you go check those out so you can see how I made the logo, how I made the banner, how I made the Yoshi running animation. All that's over on my other channel. So if you are interested in that stuff, I highly suggest checking out. I'll throw a card in the top right. And with all that being said, we are towards the end of the video, so like always, we're going to end things off with a couple beauty shots. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I hope you're having an amazing day, and as always, I will chat with you later.